Yeah, so my name is Pavel. I'm a co-founder of Tech. I'm a Ton native builder, so I know by heart everything Ton offers and where there are some difficulties. So that's why we came up with leapfrog idea for specifically DeFi application layer, designing the EVM functionality for the Ton ecosystem. Which enables that full blockchain functionality in our understanding, which is essential in turn to massively distribute it, and that's the power of Ton and Telegram. What we understand right now is that the DeFi as primitives and applications is just a part of the game, right? So the adoption comes when the mean of distribution accessible through Ton seamlessly, meaning access to those hundreds of millions or even a billion of monthly active users these days. It's not the end game, it's just the necessary provision. And the distribution channels are the applications, consumer-facing applications. We bet games in gaming applications are the best, the most fit to deliver that functionality and to distribute the tech which benefit and can benefit the regular consumer, not necessarily aware about the technology. So this is why we support anything on the app building side. That's why we believe games, once again, probably the most easy way to deliver that in the most engaged manner. Yeah, this is us. A few words on yourself and your product.
Good morning, everybody. So I'm Fabrizio. I'm head of BD for Boinkers. So Boinker, what is Boinker? Boinkers is a Telegram mini apps games, and we actually are the first in terms of revenue, first grossing up on Telegram. So means that we are making a lot of revenues. We are one of the largest app on Telegram in terms of monthly active users, and I think they are the largest as in the gaming niche. We started last year in July when there was the hype of when the narrative of TMA started on Telegram with Notcoin, Bloom, and Hamster. And yeah, we just grow from zero up to our peak was 10 million users when there was the max hype on Telegram a few months ago. And so basically, we built this game as a social gaming. And so we just having fun of meme coin culture. So basically, in our game, there is every user can build the Boinker, that is the small guy, and to send him to the moon to farm shitcoin and to become rich one day. So that's the idea, the narrative behind that, and was quite successful. And last year, and also this year, and yeah, that's it.
Hi, everyone. I'm Coco. I'm from Goat Gaming, which is a real money gaming platform on Telegram. So we have lots of different games on Telegram, which players can wager their money and then win more money. We know that financially motivated games are really popular on Telegram. So similar to Boinkers, we were able to get several million users right at the beginning, but now we're at a really interesting stage where some real users and getting that kind of cracking the code to revenue on Telegram games. So looking forward to chatting more about that today.
Hello, my name is Alessia. I'm from Xup. Xup, this is a miner in web and in Telegram. Actually, our main idea was to make mining on-chain, fully transparent and clear. And we started in web, and actually we started with Chromia, and we became #1 Chromia dApps. So 98% of Chromia users now, this is Xup users. Yeah, would love to speak with you guys today.
And hi everyone, I'm Bilal from Ton Battleground. We are a high graphic multiplayer game on Telegram. It's a little bit like Call of Duty or PUBG. We are the first shooter game on Telegram that is multiplayer. Yeah, we are on Telegram since last November. We've seen with the latest feature release of Telegram that we could start building more advanced graphics games on it. And we wanted to test the hypothesis of Telegram being a distribution channel. And so far we reach almost 400,000 users. So with very low marketing budget. So I would say that it definitely delivers the promise. And now we are in the second phase where we try to test the monetization potential of Telegram and its users. And again, we're pretty early compared to Goat and to Boinkers. Um, but there's definitely a positive trend.
So a question to you all then. Designing the application, did the gameplay dictated the way you integrated incentives, or the tokenomic played the role in shaping it up initially? And how you approach this incentive issue? I believe it's a big one within the gaming industry. The way the actual games fit the Web3, it's kind of a challenge. So how were you designing it initially, and how are you tackling those issues if you have them?
So yeah, I mean, Telegram for us, just to give you a bit of a background, we came from traditional mobile gaming. So we built games for like Apple and Disney, and we used to go down the app route, to the traditional app route. And so when we came to Telegram, everything was quite an experimentation. So we quickly had to iterate and iterate. But having been in Web3 a lot longer, we knew that you can't just make gameplay loops without deeply thinking about token, because it's very integrated, and to try and shoehorn it on top was I don't know, it hasn't historically worked out. So we have gameplay loops that we've had from the past, but we realized that Telegram users, first of all, the attention is very competitive. You know, around the time that we launched, which was August, there were literally hundreds of apps, and so how to differentiate, but then like attack the core gameplay loop. You know, people who don't want to spend too much time, but want to see that there is a key what's in it for me kind of messaging, right? So token was front and foremost. We do like a play to airdrop, driving users into the app, but also thinking about how that can be the gateway to playing games. So for context, our platform sort of leads with like a winning mechanic, a spinning the wheel, which is a feature to get people into the app. But then it leads you to the different games. So we have a page which has like 6 or 7 different games, and we kind of shipping new content, and which is kind of like our USP, where we have different unique games, not simply just the tap to earn, but it is actually evident from the data that people do love that tap to earn, or something where it's like farming and very simple mechanic. So that does play into having that feature inside of our game. In terms of token, it always kind of like is an incentive. It's a deep incentive that every player needs, but it's, I guess, balancing how you can leverage it and continue to get the user even when the token hasn't launched, right? And so for us, that's like giving continual like raffles, real money prizes. So the token may not be launched and they're waiting for that payday, but they still get like other incentives, whether it's NFTs, other tokens. We still share like TON tokens, USDT and things like that. So it's quite a range of things to keep people interested.
How you underpin the value accrual within the token itself? What are the methods to do this?
So yeah, so if you think about the original, what's the opposite of faucet? Sink. Yeah, so the faucet is obviously the reward mechanism, but obviously you can't start with just a faucet without thinking about the sinks, right? And the key sink for us is when the token launches, there'll be a vault in which people can lock up their tokens to get varying, like a VIP system. So it's quite a useful, quite a well-used system in sweepstakes or social casinos where you have VIP systems. Right now, with our on-platform token, you can actually buy crowns, but then you can also withdraw to USDT. But you have like fees along the way. But then once the VIP system kicks in, it incentivizes users to lock up the token in order to reduce fees or get access to special prize pools. And so it really rewards long-term players and helps drive different things like sinks.
So basically, these are the iterations on additional services within the game, which you allow users to benefit from while having the token, right?
Yes, and of course that's the user level of the token. We're also thinking about how the token integrates as a network token, or even so we use deep AI inside of our game, like end to end. Our games are made end to end using AI, whether it's for the assets, whether it's for like the designing, and so we actually have third party studios that log it, like tap into our resources. And actually, once the token launches, they'll be using our token to pay for those services. And so there's different elements that you can tap into to really drive demand for the token.
Yeah, I believe it's an exploration phase still for most of the applications, right? You're figuring out what will be picked up by the user. Fab, you want to tackle this one? How do you view the token utility within the gaming application, and what challenges you see?
How much do I have? So just a little bit background. So I started with Boinkers before it was Boinkers, and was like December 2024. I was the first Web3 person to be hired in the team. Second one was our community manager, Marcelo. So long story short, in our team, we are probably more than 30 people now, and we are only two Web3 native guys. This means that despite there are two Web3 guys and we push the direction at the beginning, the team is coming from Web2, and we have total different approach. So we didn't build the game around the token or for push the token. So the token was not the main drive. And despite the fact that when we launched, there was a lot of hype around Hamster, Notcoin, token launch, airdrops, farming, a lot of farmers on Telegram, on Telegram and on. So we didn't go that way. We did the other way, the Web2 mobile game, because the team they are Web2 mobile developers, so they build mobile apps. So we decide to build the product first and the community. I think that now we have one of the most active community in Telegram. Our users are distributed across we have like 6 community across all socials. So Discord, Twitter, different communities inside Telegram, and this is our strength. So we have probably over a lot of moderators that support our community. So we push community and we push with the product itself. So that's the approach and work very well. So we decide to deliver a great product first and to listen to our community and not to push too much on the token. Token will be, of course, but the idea is that we didn't build the product around the token, but the token economy model is built around our product. I think that doesn't exist perfect tokenomics. I see a lot in the last 6 years, 8 years, I don't remember, but exists the best token economy for your product. So that's what we are building. We are trying to build the best tokenomics that fit our needs, our visual, and our goals. So long story short, to answer your question, token is not the main driver, the product is the main driver. And the token is something that will help to sustain the product and after the launch. So
yeah, thank you. What are you hearing from the community in regards to these tokenomic aspects? I mean, what is like we understand that the hype cycle about the tapping revolution of the mechanic last year is over. That which brought the positives and the negatives on the sentiment side. What is the community saying right now? How do they perceive but expect the token to add value to them? Is it like hamster way still, or
we are very lucky, and I think that the reason why is that because we did a very great job, we don't have a lot of users that asking for our where token, when token send, where drop. So our users are more focused on the game itself, on the develop of the game or the new features, and about the rewards, because we are not we are a gaming social gaming casino, meaning that we are not gambling. So user cannot cash out money. They cannot can buy item, but they cannot cash out in token. They cannot win money, but we distribute through money done through raffles, and user can join through it for free. And that's, I think, the most powerful thing, because that shift their attention from the token and asking every day when token, when airdrop. Of course, there are some users asking for that, but not our strongest user, our VIP. So they're not asking for the token. They know they will come the token because we announce about that. We have a drop section in our app. The user connect the wallet. The token will be, but fortunately, user not focused on that. They are expecting it. I think they're expecting a lot for us, and I hope the market will be good with us. All the tokenomics, I think, is a great one that we built, and I think the user will be satisfied.
Yeah, thank you, Fab. Bilal, now to you. Like, this is probably the most complicated on the tech spectrum game within the Telegram mini app games. I'm still trying to figure out how you manage to keep this gameplay running on on the phone. What are your views on the blockchain value add within this process, and how you envision the tokenomics benefiting the user?
Yeah, we're a little bit in the middle between Goat and Bunkers. But for those who don't know what's Stunt Battleground, like I was saying, it's really PUBG Call of Duty like on Telegram. So it's a high graphic game compared to most of all the tap to earn or all the games that you can find or you can envision on Telegram. It's really high graphic. It 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 uh, it launched in less than 15 seconds, and that's what we really like about Telegram: the instantaneity of those apps without having to download them, or you just click and bam, in 5-10 seconds you're in the game. And the other concept is not the instantaneity; it's also the social aspect. So it's a messaging app, and it gives the ability to share a game as easy as sending a message. I'll give you an example. Is there anyone who can quote me a game that he can play with me in less than 15 seconds? Not really, because you would have to give me the game, I would have to download the app and basically make an account, and maybe 25, I got distracted, 14 minutes passed. So it's really hard to just play right away. And this instant social gaming narrative that is building up around Telegram can do that. Then obviously, when you think of Telegram, it's pretty crypto native. So what we've done is have a branding, because we're called Ton Battleground, so Ton, to have a branding that is crypto native. But the way we envision the token economy and the game are quite distinct, in the sense that we didn't know really how are the users of Telegram behaving. So we wanted to build like a Web2 game where you pay in stars, where you collect in-game skins and currencies, and we wanted to have something, the minimum acceptable without complexity. And the way we are bringing the token is more, it's not only distinctive but also complementary, in the sense that not everybody wants to compete betting money playing games, but for those who want, they can get the token, lock it, and access those tournaments where they're betting against each other. And I think this is very important, and any game should do that. Really try to send both. I mean, you can assume that you are pure Web3 and everything is crypto payments and everything is NFTs, etc. But I don't think it's the right first choice, because it creates a lot of friction for the users. And what we've seen, because it's always easy to attract a first set of players for a specific value proposition. The real question is, can I go through the roof of this first subset? And what we've seen is that it's the crypto narrative within the game is not what maximizes the retention, actually. And Bunkers and Goat were mentioning it. It's everything you do within the game to create randomness, virality. You want 1 players to bring you 7 players, so the referral loop, the randomness that you bring, that brings excitement, and the token is basically the incentive to keep them around on top of everything else for enough time for them to become a habit. And I think that's the objective, the first layer of the game. And we're just passing this step, and we're trying to improve the monetization. And when you do those things that are not necessarily Web3, you start really monetizing. And yeah, again, we don't believe everybody wants to bet. So the optionality for us is key.
Yeah, so basically you're saying that you're using the talking mechanics to utilize the loyalty of the user and enhance his
Yeah, exactly. Enhance its loyalty, and for those that will want to compete, they will have tokens. They can compete with the token, but they don't interact with those that don't.
Okay, clear. I'll listen now back to you. I think that's the only case here which is fundamentally linked to the technology, and probably the most easy to be underpinned by fundamental value, because it's a mining application, real mining, right? Not the parody one, but the real one. How do you view the tokenomics benefiting the user? Is it applicable or just the reward gathering application? Yeah, how Ton benefits you on the way within Telegram?
Actually, here token is really important because like we're mining and people come here to mine token and they want airdrop. And I think here the main thing, it's not only tokenomics, this is token utility, because the problem is how to make your users keep the token after airdrop and help your token be alive after this. Because like what we can see normally after airdrop, like first what user do, they go and sell. And what should we do to prevent it, and how we should support them, and how should we communicate with them? And this is two very like difficult and important thing. Like from token utility side, now we're launching gaming platform with the several games, and token will be used inside of the games. So like if you want to play, you must use our tokens, and this is the first thing. The second one regarding airdrop. So we create a specific staking program. So after first airdrop, users can have like new waves of airdrop if they stake their tokens. So, and we build this like inside economy very clearly. But also, and I think this is the maybe more important than all the token utility thing, this is communication and building a relationship with the users. Because like, as we can see now, after all this Telegram mini apps bubble finish, numbers in the Telegram mini apps like make like really low, like all people who waited for airdrops just as, I don't know, the greediness, they leave Telegram ecosystem now. And what we have now, we have just believers who want to be with the product, who want support, who have something similar with the team, who like really want to be in. And what we do, we build deep relationship with our community. We work with them. So like we build in our communication. Actually, it's like kind of, we took experience from the guilds, gaming guilds, how to work with them. Yeah, and yeah, so.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, I mean, it's quite clear how to use token to increase and engage the user, increase the loyalty. Now, do you think that token plays a role in monetization of the game itself? Can it be considered an innovative path on the monetization front, you know, in contrast to in-app purchases, you know, subscription models? And if so, how would that, how do you see that coming? And if not, what are the ways, I mean, right now it's negative sentiment, as I understand, management on the token side, underpinning you with the utility, delivering the message that how it adds value within the application for the user after all. Do you see that token plays a role in the monetization model? And if not, what is coming for the industry? What you're excited most in the coming year, let's say?
I do believe that the in-game economics could be built the same in Web 2 and Web 3, actually. And if we could build it good enough without token, it means that we do something right. like this is the first thing. Because actually, like like everything what we could do.
Yeah, frank answer. That's what I was looking for. Okay.
But yeah, like we try to do, and I think like I'm here in blockchain and in crypto as a believer since 2017. So like I believe that we could build something more interesting. So yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, it's. I got your position on the near page with you. Kamal.
Me personally,
No, below.
yeah, sorry. Me personally, I'm not a big fan of like direct token monetization, because then your revenue is made in your token, and the only way for you to, I don't know, to pay your salaries, for example, is to sell the token. So I found
We
it
have
very,
so much to talk about after the panel.
yeah, I found it very risky, specifically in the beginning, because also the companies, they need revenue, proper revenue, and it limits that. The way we see it on our side is more, like we were saying, to reward loyalty, and loyalty means retention, and so we use the token as an indirect way to monetize, because we use it to keep the players longer, so their average spending might increase,
Clear.
and then they pay in USDT, or they pay in stars, or but something more stable and more user friendly.
Yeah, clear. Still, the utility is around the mechanic of increasing the engagement rather than the direct economic link to the token. Kamal?
Oh, I was gonna. Sorry. Wow, it's very sensitive. I was gonna slightly disagree, or
Yeah, this one is better.
this one,
Yeah.
okay. In the sense that I think that the token does play a very important part of the monetization. Like the data that we see shows that as soon as we have anything that's linked to the reward at the end of the season, which is like a percentage of the token allocation, people their monetization spikes, right? And it's because of the hope of that token. But what you've got to do, and I think Bilal, you mentioned this, is like it's not a direct purchase of the token. It's a PvP gamified way of how can you position yourself best for this kind of token airdrop. So this leads to people spending in different areas, whether it's an XP multiplier in the app, which then makes them, believe that they'll be able to
Some
place
premium
highest on the
feature, right?
leaderboard. Yeah, so there's subsidiary features inside of the game. And then the other side of it, I think that is super important, is when you do like post token launch, and this is something that we're thinking about given our token launches soon, is that we've got to assume that the players are going to be net sellers. So where do you find the demand for the token beyond that? And so it's token live ops, working with people maybe outside of your ecosystem to become net buyers. And I guess at the moment, it's a problem that hasn't been solved. I mean, if we look at the historical price action of gaming tokens. But I think using like novel staking mechanisms, even the gentleman who spoke before about like having these lockup systems that actually provide revenue for you, but actually provide also real benefits in the app. But like also just thinking about how you can work with partners or investors to kind of drive the token so that when the token price goes up, your players are actually net benefiting. Oh wow!
Yeah.
Did anyone even hear me? I don't know.
No, the benefiting. Okay.
Okay, yeah.
It's a important part. Fab.
Yeah.
I know you've mentioned that probably it's about the product first, then the token, which like totally makes sense to me. Do you believe token can be a monetization tool at all? Can we dream of that at all? Because like I'm personally interested in your opinion on that, as we think that the distribution of the technology will come through this token utility, the yield and DeFi features, for example, which we will enable, right? So is it a way for apps to benefit and for the tech to be distributed too? Because like the regular user earning real money, for example, that's kind of a thing which can be easily integrated with the full functionality of blockchain within Telegram.
In general, I think that any game doesn't need a token to survive. So the game can work perfectly without a token, without blockchain asset. And I mean, Web3 gaming tried this for years and never made it. So just be honest with that. I saw all the cycle. But I think that token is an add-on. So because token, it's a way. I mean, token on blockchain need to transfer money, wealthy, or to reward the user. The best way to reward users is through the token and to award their affinity and the love for your game. So I don't think that the token should be one of the main revenue revenue driven for your project. Yeah, since if you build a good monetization system, the token would be something more for a user because to reward their loyalty, their time spending the game with you, and so on and so forth. But I think that the token in every project or game, if you have a very well established monetization system, will give you more flexibility with the marketing, more flexibility to reward your users, to attract new user, and so on and so forth. So yes, token is part of the economy, but not the main driven for revenues.
Yeah, I'm glad we passed this token only when soon moon phase of games, and it's this like cycle adoption wave going through the lower let's say phase of it. Just to wrap it up, a few words. Where do you see the industry or your product heading next, and where do you expect not the exact thing which is coming next, but where do you see that demand and increase of demand, and maybe on the technology side, maybe on mechanic side, maybe on the token side, blockchain side, whatever, where do you see it coming?
Sure. Just one quick thing that I want to add to the previous discussion. If you are going to introduce DeFi, you need absolutely a token. You need a token. So if you want to have a DeFi, yeah. About what's the next? So Bonkers is under the umbrella of Acid Labs. So Acid Labs is our gaming studio. So as a gaming studio, it's absolutely normal, logical that we will release more games. So what's next? We had a couple of weeks ago a test with a poker game in Bonkers, and it was very basic one. And we had just a table, so no chat, no emotion, nothing. And we had over 150,000 users playing 24 hours during the weekend. And then we stopped it. It was a test, so that will be the next. And so our niche is mobile social gaming. So we will make more games in this niche.
It looks like more like goat gaming approach, right? When you're accumulate the audience and then you hub it into different applications, in-app games. Yeah, okay. What do you think on this? Like, what's the
Me?
yeah?
What was the question?
Yeah, I mean, where do you see the next thing coming within your application?
Well,
Game.
one of the things that I'm personally super excited about is, the Ton Foundation has been sort of growing so rapidly, and with the recent investment, I think the infrastructure is going to be massively improved over the next 1 to 2 years. When we work on Telegram, there's a lot of things that we still kind of run into on friction, like discovery or even inventory on ad platforms, or even like the rudimentary ad platforms are still basic, like when Facebook was first there. So I think the people who are building now and kind of trying to figure out the UA problem, the monetization challenge, are going to really benefit when the infrastructure really supports that even more. So even like something simple like the full screen gaming, like we've got a top-down multiplayer shooter called Mighty Action Heroes. We still kind of take people away from the Telegram to do that, but once it's fully embedded, then the experience of gaming is going to be so much more deep for the user.
Okay, clear. Yeah, we're working pretty hard within the Ton ecosystem to grow the infra for like I don't know years already, and a lot of coming this year. That's for sure. Alicia?
A lot of exciting things happen actually. So we connected to Ton through TAC. And now we can still have our server on Chromia, because like Chromia is like AWS, but decentralized fully. So now we can build games on Ton, but with more interesting, clear and deep design and user journey. So it could be like nicer games with better user experience. and we developed the game studio with different PvP and P2 games. And we just closed up around with millions, so like we start raising new one.
Congrats.
Yeah.
It's an endless journey, I'm telling you.
It is. But and also like we built our 600 QOLs network in our affiliate system now. Yeah, all for love, not for like stables.
Right.
Yeah, and we will use it in our new games. So a lot of things to do.
Congrats on that.
Yeah, well, regarding
When do we connect the Apple Vision Pro and play the game? Just tell me the date. You know?
That's a good point. Actually, we never thought about it, but we'll definitely put it in the backlog. Well, the way we see it here is that we are pretty much convinced that Telegram can become a major gaming platform. So, what's a major gaming platform? Steam, for example, is a major gaming platform, and Steam has 200 million monthly active users, and Telegram has about 1 billion monthly active users. So, for sure, there are some overlapping audience there, and the instantaneity, the social aspects that Telegram is bringing, I think is a value proposition. So our ambition for Turn Battleground is to be the main shooter game on Telegram. On PUBG, it's for Apple. Fortnite, it's for and Call of Duty is for PlayStation. So each platform has its shooter game, and our ambition is to become the shooter game of Telegram by again leveraging the core natures features of Telegram itself, whether it's done related to blockchain or whether it's the rest. So
Okay, it's clear.
yeah, that's it.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, exciting times. Good luck to all of you. That's interesting products you're all working on the consumer level. At least I will tell you that.
Thanks.
Yeah, let's wrap it up. Thank you.
Thank you.